The only way a solopreneur can scale beyond their business, can scale their business beyond their available time is by delegating. When you max out on time, there isn't any other way to grow. You've got to delegate. And I see a lot of people, perhaps they've never worked with employees before. They've never had teams of people, or they've never been a supervisor before. And there's a lot of hesitation around delegating. And especially when it comes to hiring somebody overseas, hiring a team member. So I see a lot of fear around this, a lot of hesitation. You hear it, Anne, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Plenty. I'm in calls all the time. I'm just want to say too, that whole juggling piece. So I just had a call last night or yesterday afternoon with one of our peak graduates. Very, very bright, very astute, but keenly aware. She's kind of running from this task and that takes time in, and I'm running over here for this task, and then I run over here for that task, and I have to do that task because that helps with this task. And she's kind of, in this whole cycle. And we both very unanimously agreed, wow, you really, really, really need a VA. So maybe some of you are feeling that you're juggling a lot of plates up in the air, or a lot of balls in the air.
Yep. So whether it's a VA or whether it's a third-party service like a prep center, or think of Leads List, that's a third-party service. All those third-party services that will perform routine tasks in your business to free up your time so that you can focus on working on your business. And then software like Inventory Lab or a repricer. Those are the typical things that we're looking at and that we're talking about in 90-day peak. That's what we're trying to move you towards, doing that. Okay, I went one too far. Here's my business here, Stir Crazy Gifts. Now I have a POD business, that's print on demand. So this is where customers find my products. They see them and they say, I want to have that product. And at that point, they pay me for it. This is through Amazon, through Shopify, through Etsy, through Facebook Marketplace, where I sell my products. And then I produce the product. It's not made, there's only a mock-up. So they see a picture of this mug, or they see a picture of the t-shirt, and we have a nice picture there, but that product doesn't actually exist. It's not at Amazon. I have to produce it. So I have production, and this is my team members here, and then I have order fulfillment. I can't do this through FBA. I've got to fulfill these orders myself. I've been running my POD business for probably 4 or 5 years. Nick has worked for me that entire time. So he's my lead VA. Both Nick and Ads live in the Philippines. Ads is a graphic designer, and that's all he does for me is graphic design. Candy has worked for me for over 10 years, shipping products into FBA as well as doing merchant fulfillment, and she handles other physical things for me. And then Kaylin's been working for me part-time for about 2 years now. Candy oversees Kaylin. They produce the mugs, so they're our part of production. They produce some of our products, but they're handling mostly getting the products out. So we call it fulfillment, getting it out to customers. And Nick oversees ads. And I've had other VAs to come in and do different things for me, to start up Pinterest advertising, to set up a Shopify store, a number of tasks. And Nick oversees those people from the Philippines or wherever I hire them. He's a team leader there. In fact, Nick has taken my business to the next level. If you already think about this and say, well, Brian, your business already is at the next level, Nick has moved it one further stage. And I'll talk about the stages of scale in a few minutes. So Nick does all of these tasks for me. He creates all of our product listings. So we have 3,000, I think about 3,000 products. He's created all of that. He manages the other VAs. We have to advertise. We have a significant advertising budget. He manages the advertising campaigns. He does all the keyword research for those products and for the advertising. He oversees Amazon Custom. Amazon Custom is a personalization tool on Amazon, so people can personalize their products that we then sell for them. We do coupon ads. He manages that. We do other promotions that he manages. He maintains our Shopify store. He handles all of the POD providers, those that print t-shirts and hats and the wall hangings and the other products that we sell. He manages all of that. He responds to our customers. He personalizes the product designs or creates those personalized designs. He has set up the Etsy sales and listings. So you can see that he does, well, if you look at that, you would think he does it all. And pretty much anything that can be done electronically, that can be done remotely, yeah, he does. And then, of course, Candy and Kaylin handle the things that are physical in my business. So what this does for me is it frees me up where I don't have to be doing much of anything at all in my business. And it kind of makes me sound like a lazy bum sometimes, but I really don't have to do hardly anything in my business because it just runs. And I've set it up that way, it runs.
Can I just interject, Brian? You did arbitrage for 5 years.
Yeah, I've done that.
Shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Brian has mastered arbitrage, mastered setting up automation, and now has an automated business. All those tasks taken care of. You're not doing any of this, Brian. You trained Nick to run your business for you, essentially.
Yes, I have. And Candy does a significant part of the management of my business too. So I don't want to say it's all Nick, but Candy does part of that. And let me talk about Candy here. As Ann brought up the book business, I started, July of 2008, 2009. It's been nearly 12 years. And this was me. I started off slow and then had this rapid burst. And by the end of the year, I had reached here. I just couldn't do a whole lot more with it. And so I wanted to spend more time doing the highest value activity in my business, which was finding more products to sell. At that time, I was doing merchant fulfillment. I was shipping my own products. Even with FBA, that's not what I wanted to be doing. I wanted to find more books. And so this is what happened at the point that I hired Candy. It started to go up like this because I could do a higher value activity. Shipping, FBA prep is not a high value activity. Talking to customers, it's not a high value activity. Finding more products to sell is a higher value, and that's what I started to do there. Now, I did max out with that. I could only work so many hours finding books, and so then I started doing other things. I hired my first VA to help me find wholesale products and liquidation products, and I went through that same process that all of you basically are going through as well. Instead of a third-party prep service, I had Candy doing my prep. Software, yes, bought quite a bit of software and implemented that. So doing those same steps in my business to create all the way to where it is now with Stir Crazy Gifts. And you can do the same, whether it's arbitrage, whether it's wholesale, whether you're selling on Amazon and eBay and other marketplaces, you can do the same thing. The business model that I've chosen here with POD isn't important. What's important are the systems and processes, and then delegating people or to third-party services or to software in your business. That's the point here. It's don't go do a POD business. It's automate and delegate, systematize your business.
It used to be said if you're not online, you're not in business. That's from like 15 years ago. All right. Now it's that if you're not on Amazon, you're not in business.
Regardless of that big dream, you've got to build a foundation. You have to have a business that has cash flow.
You need more cash? Go out and source some more. Shove those products into Amazon. What's going to spit out the other end is profit. It's that simple, isn't it?
Then they start looking at it as, this really is a system. So how can I add more to my system? How can I start to scale this?
That's why this is so integral, each pillar leading up sequentially to that long-term reliable business.
These are the real assets then that somebody who wants to buy a business, this is what they look for.
This is the brand launcher, the career launcher, the income launcher. It's a beautiful thing. And I know you're going to love what this can do for you. You're going to get a vision. You're going to get a vision to grow your business, to sell it for a profit. Kind of show your pals, your friends, your family.
Yes, you can make $1 million just selling on Amazon alone.